Bristol Community College, Mathematics with Dan Avedikian, Math 132, Calculus with Applications, Section 10.4, Problem 7. This is Section 10.4, Problem 7. It says, if 2 to the x power equals 3, what does 4 to the negative x power equal? So my first thought would be to take the equation, do whatever I need to do on both sides to make it look like 4 to the negative x. But it doesn't work out quite as easily as you'd think it might, because you might think, well, square the 2. But if you do both sides to the second power, it's really 2 to the 2x. So you kind of hit a dead end if you start with that. That was the trick to the previous problem, number 6, but it doesn't seem to work for number 7. So the other thing I can do is try to manipulate the 4 to the negative x so that I can turn this 2 to the x into something that I can make 4 to the negative x look like. So 4 to the negative x, my first thought is it's really 2 to the second to the negative x. 2 to the second's 4. And now I have a power raised to a power. I multiply those powers. One of my rules of exponents says that's what you do. So it's 2 to the negative 2x. So let's restate the question as, if 2 to the x power equals 3, what does 2 to the negative 2x power equal? Well, now I have something that I can change 2 to the x power equals 3 into. What's different is I'm looking for 2 to the negative 2x. Well, I can take the equation that's given, 2 to the x equals 3, and raise both sides to the negative 2 power. So I'll have 2 to the x to the negative 2 power equals 3 to the negative 2 power. And now, on the left side of that equation, 2 to the x power to the negative 2 power, I have a power to a power, so I multiply my exponents. So I have 2 to the x times negative 2 is negative 2x power, and that equals 3 to the negative 2 power. So I wanted to find what 2 to the negative 2x equals. Well, 2 to the negative 2x equals 3 to the negative 2 power. And the 3 to the negative 2, I can clean that up a little bit. That is the answer, but let's write it a little nicer. First of all, 3 to the negative 2 is 1 over 3 to the positive 2. Because again, that negative exponent doesn't really mean a positive or negative value. It means that the exponent is really modifying something that's in the denominator. And then 1 over 3 to the 2 is 1 over 3 times 3, which is 1 over 9. So back to the original question, 4 to the negative x is equal to 1/9. And that's the answer.